Josh, entering year 3, is there anything substantial that you can tell us about kind of your relationship with SGA and how it's changed over time and what it feels like now, maybe more comfortability playing with him?
Yeah, obviously coming in, as a rookie, we're both two guys that are better with the ball in our hands. That's not a secret, and we had to learn to kind of play off of each other and learn to be better off the ball. And I think over 2 years, it's gotten a lot better. I think it was tough early on because, as I said, we were both better with the ball in our hands, and we were used to having it, for 80-90% of a game. But now, especially, and Dubs here, Lou's here, Chet's coming in. So we've got a lot of guys that can make plays with the ball in their hands. So as a team, not just me and Shea, but we've got to learn to be, cutters, screeners, and it takes, sacrifice on a team like we've got that you're not going to have the ball every possession. You've got to be willing to do things that don't show up on the stat sheet to get your teammates looks and to make the game easier for everybody else. So to answer your question, it's getting way better. I think it's improved a lot from my rookie year to where it is now, and it'll only continue to get better as we play more games.
You're one of the guys that kind of paved the way for NBL's Next Stars, and it's growing, and they've got 5, 6, 7 guys that could be drafted this year. Do you have contact with those guys, and kind of what are your thoughts on that program and how it prepares those guys to be drafted and have success in the NBA?
Yeah, it's an awesome program. I think started with just American kids coming out, skipping college and choosing the next NBL pathway, but and then me and Mojave King were the first 2 Australian-born players to go through that program. And since then, you've seen it really take off, and it's proven to be a legitimate pathway. And you're getting some of the best kids from here and from Europe and around the world that are coming to the NBL to take their stepping stone to the NBA. And you see Alex Saar, who's going to be a top 5 pick this year, who could have gone just about anywhere in the world and chose to come to the NBL. So it's really proving to be a legitimate pathway, and I'm trying to play my part. I mean, you guys know I'm a huge advocate for the NBL, but I try to play my part in helping recruit Next Stars and try, not convincing, but talking to guys about pros and cons of moving to Australia. And there's a lot more pros than there is cons, but yeah, just keeping in touch with some of them. And the kid at Trenton Flowers, the kid at Adelaide, I had a bit to do with early on in helping him, and I could speak from experience because I played at Adelaide, so that was easy to kind of talk with him on that. But yeah, just keep my fingertips on the NBL is something that I want to do, and I'm a huge advocate for kids, taking that pathway.
Right. Josh, as a guy who does initiate offense and makes a lot of plays, what theoretically could Chet give you guys in terms of a pick and roll partner, a pick and pop guy, just his versatility there?
Yeah, I mean, exactly that. He's very, 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 very versatile. I think he can stretch the floor for us. He drags bigs out of the paint, which is going to be huge for us. And he's a lob threat. He plays above the rim, and he, I mean, it sounds cliche, but he does do it all. He can handle the ball, and when he gets a rebound, he's a guy that can take up the floor himself and handle it. So he's going to bring a new dynamic to our team. I think not just offensively, but defensively. Well, he protects the rim in my opinion, as well as anybody in the league. He's a lead on that end of the floor, and he's going to provide us with a lot of different ways that we can play different lineups with him out there. So he's going to be a massive addition to our team, and I'm excited to play with him.
You were talking a little bit about moving without the ball, having so many ball handlers on the floor at the same time. Last year, it did look like a point of emphasis of you getting to the rim a little bit more. Then in the FIBA tournament, you're getting to the rim and you're also getting fouled. Is that a big point of emphasis, finishing stronger, getting to the free throw line this year?
Yeah, massive point. I think that was one of the 2 things. That was a big thing in my first 2 years that I struggled with, was getting to the foul line. And I thought there was a lot of times instead of getting all the way to the rim, I'd settle for a floater or something, like that. So I think I made a big point at the World Cup to put pressure on the rim and get fouled and put pressure on the refs to make those calls. And I think I did a good job at that. But it's a different game, the FIBA one to the NBA. So whether it will translate, we'll see. But yeah, that is a big point of emphasis, is trying to get all the way to the rim, put pressure on it, put pressure on the refs to blow the whistle and send me to the line.
Cliff?
Yeah. Actually, I was going to expand on that a little bit. Just what was gained from your experience this summer, in addition to that, just being in the role you were in, the top scorer for Australia, and being in games with that much pressure on you?
Yeah, they're the type of games I love. I mean, first off, it was like something I wanted to do for a long time, was play the World Cup and represent my country, and was very, very fortunate to do that. And obviously taking on a big responsibility with the team and having to lead those guys from the point guard spot. And things did not work out the way we wanted to. We didn't finish the tournament anywhere close to where we would have hoped coming in, and I put a lot of that responsibility on myself as the point guard of the team. A lot of the job is on me to make guys' jobs easier, and I think I didn't do a good enough job. And I thought it was a good learning experience. You know, I'm going to have hopefully a long international career, and that was my first ever taste at it. So there's a lot to learn from it. There was a lot of good, a lot of bad from it, but you know, fortunately for us, Paris Olympics is in 8-9 months, so we don't have to wait 3 years for the next big tournament, which is a really good thing, and I'm excited for that, and I know the guys will be ready, and yeah, hopefully we can finish better than we did at the World Cup.
Curtis?
Yeah, Josh, last year at this time, a lot of questions about your shot and shooting in general. Where do you feel that aspect of your game is right now?
I think it's good. I think the big thing for me was just confidence with it, and you know, working with a guy like Chip every day. We've been together, you know, since he got here to up to this point, pretty much every day we're together, and he's just installed a lot of confidence in me. And I think the big emphasis he put on was not trying to come into the season, you know, proving that I'm a shooter. I think it was a balance last year of taking the right ones, shooting the open ones, not coming in with the mindset that I have to get up a bunch of threes to change the narrative on my shooting. And that's one of the big things for me coming into this year is I'm not just going to go out there blazing away to try and change the perception, but take the right ones. If it's not there, drive the ball, pass the ball. So I'm a smart player. I can make the right read, and if the three's there, I'll take it. But I'm not going to come out, you know, blazing away to try and show to everybody that I've been working on it all summer and that you know, I've turned into Steph Curry in the last 4 months. So yeah, as I said, it's definitely improved. Confidence was a big thing, but you know, I feel like it's heading in the right direction.
I have 2 questions about the Workup Experience. So what did you think of Japan team? Even though you guys beat them, but after that, actually they did start winning. And that's the first question. And the second question is, what was your impression of Japan? Because you said you wanted to go to Japan for the World Cup. And if you tried Japanese food, what was your favorite?
A lot of questions to remember.
Sorry.
Japan, first off, their team was great, and we got to play them. You know, anytime you get to play a team in their home country, it's very fun, and the crowd was unbelievable. It was the best crowd and the loudest crowd I've ever played in front of, and it was a smaller stadium, but the seats were packed to the brim, and the fans were awesome. And you know, we were up 25, and Japan scored, and I looked at the score, but the crowd was so loud, I thought it was, you know, a 2-point game, and that's how into it they were, and an awesome atmosphere, and they made the game really fun. Going to Japan was a lot of fun, somewhere I had on my bucket list to go to, and the weather was awesome, beaches were great. I ate a lot of, you know, Japanese food, a lot of sushi over, you know, that 3-4 week period. So it was definitely somewhere I wanted to get to, and yeah, did I answer everything?
Yes, you did.
All right.
Thank you.
Josh, you talked about your increased role, or maybe not increased role, but your prominent role for Team Australia and FIBA, leading those guys on and off the court. But one thing that your coaches really mentioned for Team Australia is your leadership role that you took on. What's it like being a younger player on that team and taking on such a leadership role, and how do you think you can implement that moving forward in your NBA career?
Yeah, it's different because you come to Australia and those guys, Paddy, Joe, they've been the leaders for, you know, the last 15 years, and they've been running the system that I haven't been a part of because, you know, I never played on that team, and I think, you know, it's not easy to come in and try and be a bigger voice than those two. As I said, they've been doing it for so long, and they're the leaders of the team, and they set the bar, and everyone meets that. But as a point guard, you have to have a voice, and it's your responsibility to make sure everybody, you know, out on the floor is on the same page. And as I said, you know, I think I tried to do the best that I could, but it was just, you know, I think I fell short in that aspect of trying to get everybody to come together, get on the same page, and a lot of that's on me. You know, as the point guard, you've got to take responsibility for that and ownership on that, and I do. And I think, as I said, Paris is so close, and you know, I'm chomping to get back out there and represent my country again, and do it right this time. I think, you know, we played hard, we did everything, you know, coaches asked and we asked of each other, but just small details in a World Cup can really mess up the tournament, and we found that out the hard way, unfortunately. And I'm very excited to get back out there and take on a role in that team that can hopefully, you know, get us back up onto the podium.
Last one to Joe.
Josh is the Australian spokesman here. What can you tell us about Jack White?
You guys will love him. He's awesome. Guy that plays with a lot of energy, makes the right play, makes the game easier for his teammates. Will do the things that don't show up on the stat sheet. But he's awesome. We played against each other when I was a rookie in the NBL in Adelaide, and he was in Melbourne. And he was the guy you didn't want to play against. He's the guy you love to have on your team. Brings a lot of things that he does a lot of things that typically guys don't want to do, like diving on the floor, setting screens, all the little hustle things. So you guys are gonna love him. He's awesome. He can really shoot the ball, and he's gonna be a hell of a player for a long time.
Thanks, Josh.